Good morning, it's Monday. I'm actually vlogging on a Monday. I wanted to look at the question this week. Every week when I'm starting the vlog, I'm sort of thinking about the theme of the vlog, but I need it to be relevant to my week because otherwise I'll just lose track. It doesn't really make much sense. And it just gives a bit of a flow to the week. So this week is very apt, and it's how do you keep everything running without burning yourself into the ground? And that's something that I'm learning, and I want to take you along for that throughout my week to see what that looks like in real time. So I've been fighting burnout, so to speak. I don't necessarily like that term. I like it because it does what it says on the tin. It's when you literally burn yourself out. But it got so overused within the entrepreneurial community, and yeah, I'm just sick of hearing the word, but I'm going to use it anyway, so forgive me for that. But yeah, so I've been on the verge of it for a while. I think that I'm sort of actively in it, if that makes sense. And I'm just trying to keep my head above water because there's not really a lot I can do at the moment to make it completely go away, but there is stuff that I can do to make sure that I don't have a complete breakdown. So as I say, today is Monday. This morning I went for a run, which is a big check. I'll talk about importance of exercise as if you don't know it later on in the vlog. But yeah, that has definitely helped me today because I woke up in a little bit of a, I don't know what the word is, I guess I've spoken about it previously. I think it's like an anxiousness, it's that heart, it's the drop of the stomach, it's the head just feeling like it's going to explode all the time, and just the sheer panic of everything. So I went for a run to clear my head. That was good. And now I'm just sat at the computer for the rest of the day. And then I've got band rehearsals tonight, which I will actually take you to briefly. And then it is a full-on week. So yeah, I will take you through step by step, but that is the theme of the week. And I will try my best to give some good insight and tips in order to try and combat it as best possible, because as founders or even as just people in the workplace nowadays, I know how difficult it is. Expectations are rising. When you're in a workplace, salaries tend to stay the same, but expectation is still rising, and that still puts an enormous amount of pressure on you. So yeah, if I can help, then here I am. I will check back in later. I've got a couple of meetings this afternoon. So the last vlog that I did, once again, I don't know what people are going to like or not like, but I quite liked it, is I take notes from every meeting, and basically I put the meeting notes into AI and it gave me a summary, and that's what you would have seen on the last vlog. If you haven't seen the last vlog, go watch it now. And it just gives a little bit of insight without going into too much detail, because I have so many meetings in a week that I'm always like, oh, I'm jumping on a meeting. And instead of just showing a clip of me on that meeting without any sound or context, I just want to give a little bit of context for most meetings that I go on to. But if it's boring, it only lasts 10 seconds, so skip through. So yeah, I will show those later, take you to band practice, and probably jump on here either later on today or tomorrow. So I will see you in a bit. That is my final meeting of the day done. I'm not going to lie, I'm exhausted. It tends to happen sometimes on a Monday, just a bit full on, but I'm on my way to band rehearsal, and I'm not sure whether I explained this earlier, but basically we've got a gig on Saturday, just at a pub. We've played there before, and we do get paid for this sort of stuff, but I don't do it for the money because it's not enough money, but it's just a lot of fun to do. So we need to rehearse the full set list tonight. We've got 2 45-minute sets with a break in between. So the rehearsal is over 4 hours. Yeah, over 4 hours. But we normally, with set up time and pack up time, it's normally 3. So it takes me about 40 minutes to get there. So I'm going to head off now, do some rehearsal. I'll show you some behind the scenes, maybe, see what I can get. And yeah, I will see you in a bit. Good morning, it's Wednesday today and I am heading to an event in London. I'm going to, I think it's called the Hotel and Resorts Expo or something like that. And basically it's to look for, well, some opportunities potentially with clients within that space, because I've said this before, but it's sort of split. The business is split between B2B and then hospitality, leisure, any product involved in that. So just going to go check it out, chat to some people, hopefully, well, definitely. Watch some seminars as well to see what's going on in the industry at the moment to make sure that we're up to speed with that. And then just generally have quite a nice day. So after that, we'll find somewhere to work, probably a bar, have a couple of drinks this afternoon, and then we're going to go for dinner tonight. So as always, let me take you along for the day, and I will see you when I get on the train. Good morning, everyone. So I look how I've been feeling for the past couple of weeks. I think I am feeling a bit better today, but the irony is not lost on me that I think it was this time last week, maybe, I started the vlog off by speaking about burnout, and I was going to tell you all these ways that I try and combat that. Combat. I try and combat that. And yeah, it basically took a nosedive because everything came at once. So very brief update. The house sale is going through, so we're looking to move. We got less than 2 weeks now until completion date, so exchange should be this Friday. It's Monday, by the way, again, so apologies. The last time you would have seen me was Wednesday, I think, in London, and now it's the next Monday. So like I say, completely went off the trail because things just got crazy. So the house move's getting sorted. So I spent a weekend, we packed up the whole house and did a bunch of tip runs and stuff like that anyway. But over the course of the rest of the week, some projects that were outstanding or with someone else at the time. So the process is that normally a project will go through copywriting and then come through to me to either do the digital or the design stuff. I didn't realise that they were going to come when they did. They got to me on Wednesday night or Thursday morning, and then it's a really quick turnaround, so I had to try and get that turned around. So essentially from on Thursday and Friday, I did some long days and didn't leave the computer. And then I just took the weekend off to, I say off, but to do house stuff, and I had a gig, which went really, really well. But yeah, it was just a lot to try and compartmentalize, and I did a terrible job at it, so I feel like a fraud trying to tell you how I combat I can't stop saying combat, sorry, how I get over burnout when I actually hit it pretty badly. So this morning I decided to take care of myself. I've just gone for a lovely walk for an hour. It's a beautiful morning here, so just walked along the canal and the sun was rising. It was just gorgeous. So I've done that. I feel great. I'm going to head home now, have a shower, and then I've got a meeting in 45 minutes. So once again, an online meeting, but a meeting regardless. So I need to not look like this anymore. So yeah, I'm going to go and have a shower, and I will catch up with you later. Right. So I'm going to call time on this vlog because it's one of those that can literally go on forever, because as you can tell, the past couple of weeks have been pretty crazy with, I've said it a million times this vlog, but with work, with the house move, with everything going. It's now Friday. It's my birthday tomorrow, so I'm gonna, once again, that's what I wanted to close this off, so that I can just relax and have a nice weekend. And hopefully we're exchanging today, but it's 4 o'clock and we haven't yet heard anything. So fingers crossed, because we're meant to be moving next Friday. So if that doesn't happen, then we're pretty screwed. But regardless, let me actually close this vlog without going on for about an hour about random stuff. I think obviously we started out the vlog speaking about burnout, definitely hit that. I've mentioned it throughout again. And I sort of wanted to be a little bit reflective of that, because these past couple of months have been the most successful in terms of business, in terms of financially, but I've also been the most shattered that I've probably felt ever in regards to work. And I know that that's kind of an obvious thing. If you're getting more business in, you're going to be more shattered. But once again, as a business owner, you need to try and figure out the best systems so that you're not the one that everything falls down onto. You need to find the right team of people. You need to put the right systems in place to make sure that every week you're not just absolutely exhausted. Growth has always sounded really glamorous. And I think I sat down to you guys and said about my goals for this year, and they're still the same. Nothing's changed just because I've had, a hectic couple of months. That's great. I'm still very, very thankful for that. But yeah, I've always thought it was super glamorous until I realized that I 100% was not set up and ready for growth. At the moment, I'm still doing obviously everything myself, or most things myself. I do have a small team around me who I can lean on. However, in terms of client management, in terms of a lot of the digital advertising side of things, in terms of the content creation side of things, all the accounting side of it, I mean, the list can go on and on and on, because my list of responsibilities is huge. So I need to figure out where the bottlenecks are, what's taking me more time. I keep banging on about this, and I need to do it because it's going to help me in the long run. What's taking me more time? What can I get someone else to do that's then going to benefit me, either by being able to do something else or give me some time back, so that I'm able to think a little bit more of an overview of the business, rather than just being really stressed out day to day within the business and then not actually being able to look at how it can grow more. Because although we've grown, it will then just stunt here if I'm just putting everything into it and not actually taking a bird's eye view, so to speak, on the future and what that looks like. As I sort of implied, I'm not exhausted because things are going wrong. I'm exhausted because things are going right. And that's just an incredible position to be in. But if I want this to keep going right, then I do need to lay the foundation. So that's going to be the mindset moving forward, and actually commit to it, because I've realized what it looks like when you don't have a plan and do it effectively. So I will just burn out and things will go horrendously wrong and clients will leave and everything like that if I am trying to take everything on my own back. Because in essence, I want to build something that lasts, not just something that keeps me busy. In 5, 10, 20 years time or whatever, I want to look back and be like, okay, you did the right thing and that's what got us here, rather than just doing something that's just going to give me a 9 to 5 and keep me making some money, because that's not the goal. I'd prefer to build something that is with me for a very long time. So to close out, that is where I'm heading. A little bit less hustle, a little bit more structure. And yeah, I apologize that this has been so all over the place. However, I really appreciate it if you have stuck around for the end of this video. And I promise you that along with structure, with everything else in my business, I am going to be very much focusing on putting more structure into the content as well. And I think the first 3 months I planned everything and then it just went out of the window. So I need to make more of a game plan on that as well. So I've got a big list of to-do things, but they to-do things that if I do, it will help me in the future. So anyway, with all that being said, I'm going to sign out for now and go and enjoy my birthday weekend. So I will catch up with you in the next one.